Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Ladies Room podcast. It's your girl, Cannon Hill. Tonight, we also have Miss Jovo to you. Say hi to the peoples.
Hello. Follow me on Instagram. This is my Instagram. Follow me.
Where is it?
Mrs. Jobo to you. That's my
That's the same
Instagram.
Instagram. Oh, okay,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
why I use that name
Follow
every
Miss
week.
Jovo on Instagram. Okay, it's lit. I'm
Yep.
sure. Triple OG. You want to say hi to the people tonight?
What's up, everybody?
And
He's so
we have
serious.
uh our other host, who you probably notice is missing, but she will be hopping on soon. And then we will be complete once we get there. All right. Hey, cool gamer.
Send me the link, please.
I did.
To engage with your
Okay.
audience.
So we have a great show ahead of us tonight. And we're gonna start off. We just gonna kick it off. We just gonna get it kicked off. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Most of our topics, well, all of our topics tonight, in some way, shape, or form, will talk about parenting in some different way. So let's kick it off with F them kids, question mark. All right.
This title.
This was a topic that was brought up to that someone brought up, and they wanted us to discuss parents that, or non-custodial parents specifically, that once they are no longer in a relationship with the other parent, they kind of break up or divorce the children as well. Some even go as far as to raise other people's children if they're in the house with them. So I'm sure it's a lot of thoughts surrounding that. So who wants to kick it off with that idea? Do you think that that's something that happens often? And if so, why do you suppose that is? Who wants to start?
Oh Lord, the parenting show. And F them kids meaning people getting out of relationships because it's just a lot.
No, people that
or
people that once they break up with the other parent, they also break up with the children. Yeah, their own children.
How do I say this? In my line of work, I just recently heard someone say this. That and then they broke up with the kids because the breakup didn't go the way they wanted it to go. And so they were like, that person's ex was like, I don't want no parts of none of y'all. It happens. And I think sometimes even people think that that's not what they're doing, and that's exactly what we're doing, exactly what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And in some realms, like the manosphere, they some of their rhetoric is, well, if she don't want to co-parent and let me, be this great leader of a father that I need to be, then I don't want nothing to do with her or them kids. And we've heard it. We've had discussions on it here and there, off camera and on camera. Like it exists. It ain't cool though, because them kids didn't ask to be here. They didn't ask. That's and you might hear me say that more than once tonight. The whole thing about it is that people end up making decisions that they think really surrounding the children, and it's really surrounding their egos. And a lot of people don't want to cop to that or admit to that. Like, you hating your baby mama or your baby mama hating you, and it got nothing to do with them kids. Unless there's substantial evidence that you are abusing those children. And I hope we get into that tonight too, because a lot of people don't consider parental alienation as a form of abuse. Miss Jovo does. And it's abuse. And if you do that, that's abusive of you doing that. But a lot of people don't want to come to the fact that it's really their ego that's being hurt. It's not really the kids. So then they just push the kids out of the picture altogether. and they don't
Mhm.
consider the ramifications of what comes behind what they do. So
Yeah.
I think that people do it, and I think that they do it for selfish reasons. I don't think it's got nothing to do with the kids. It's horrible that people just and then the argument of, but I gotta have peace with myself and I gotta look out for me at the end of the day. And it's just like,
They be saying that.
yeah, they do. Actually, they use that as an excuse. Like people will say F them kids, and then they'll come back with, I need to practice self-care and I need to take care of myself. And it's like, oh, so now you want to be responsible. It's crazy.
You know a different group of people than the people out there. They got a somewhat okay excuse, because if you on the verge of a mental breakdown, who can really say something to you, right? So at least the people at least to say some stuff like that just like, if I need to practice mental peace, and I can't be around these kids, then most people gonna say, well, I guess that's the safest thing for the kid, right? So I guess they trying to smarten up and use that as a reason, right? But the people I know don't even give those excuses. They just be like, man, F her, she don't want me to come over. I ain't about to be over there. I gotta be super fast with these kids. I gotta be, and she ain't about to give me none and stuff like that. Those are the real
Ego.
excuses that these dudes really be having. You know what I'm saying? And they say it without saying those words, but through conversation, you start to learn like, oh, you just don't want to take care of them kids because she not giving you none. You know what I'm saying? Or you can't control her. You know what I'm saying? Or
Ego.
XYZ. And then they try to act like that's not the case, but they whole conversation and they whole actions is based towards that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't about to do that. I ain't about to go pick them kids up just because she want me to, just so she can go out, just so she can do this. And like, dude, like, I ain't no
How
babysitter.
you
Like,
not
no,
gonna
you
come
ain't no
with your old
babysitter.
kids?
You a father. You a parent.
It's
You know
it's
what I'm
the
saying?
audacity. It's the audacity for me. And how audacity in this inflation season is, it's on sale with a few coupons attached to it, because people out here actually, like, they actually, and I don't want to get too off topic, but it's people out here, they really want a round of applause for being a parent. And it's just like, but you're a parent. Like, and I get that people want to be acknowledged, that I like these guys who like, well, I stayed, and and I'm gonna make sure my kids grow up in a 2-parent home. And it's like, but dude, like, you supposed to parent your children. Like, you want a gold star for that? Like, I don't understand it. Like, people out here really wanting people to give them extra credit for something that they should be doing in the first place. Like,
Well,
but
you
I
know,
hear what
it's
you're saying, Darwin. But it's ego.
that comes with the guys that's get like that they made a mistake with the woman. They really want to do the right thing. They really want a family, but they just picked the wrong woman, right? And so they stay with that woman just because they want the family part, but they don't really give a damn about her. So they going through all these extra problems in their life because they just won't leave. So that's when they feel like they should get extra credit because they in a situation that they feel like, I don't have to be here. I'm doing you a favor. Like, no, you're not doing nobody a favor by staying in a toxic situation. You know what I'm saying? Especially not the kid. And a lot of men do that. They say it. No, they don't say it's for the kid, and I think it is. I think a lot of men do stay because they want access to their kid all the time, like they usually would have it if they were married or on good terms with that girl and live with them and stuff like that. So they don't want to really leave and miss out on that part of their kid's life. So I get it. But at the same time, you still causing a lot of turmoil in your kid's life, and them seeing you arguing with the baby mother, or you're not there, you're absent for a lot of the special things. They see their mother sad all the time or distressed and stuff like that, and that takes a toll on kids when they see their mother like that. And dudes really don't understand that, like, because a lot of dudes is not, they don't have that empathy. You know what I'm saying? They can't really sit there and be like, you know, oh man, I understand what I'm putting her through. I understand what she's going through. She just had a baby, it's postpartum, or whatever the case may be. They never want to empathize with the woman. It's just like, oh, she's crazy. She's just insecure, or she just want to control. She's going through some things, and you're not really showing concern, and
And
so
the other part is, in 2022, we still making these impulsive decisions. Like my whole thing is the conversation on parenting needs to come. Okay, so bam, you find out, okay, y'all pregnant. She pregnant. The conversation about how this child is going to be parented, it baffles me because so many people only want to learn how to parent when they got a co-parent. I'm gonna say that again. It's a lot of folks out here, they learning how to effectively parent only when they have to co-parent. But the conversation about actual effective parenting should be starting when mom is pregnant. All the risks. This is why, and guys, don't, y'all might tag me up in the comments, but I don't care tonight because I'm gonna just say it. This whole attitude of, black men want to get educated only when things go wrong. Be proactive.
Proactive, yes.
Be proactive. If she got to go to the doctor and get checkups before the baby comes, wouldn't it make more sense if we were proactive in learning how to parent before the baby comes? Shocking, but yes. Parenting, yeah, men think women just know how to mother, but guess what? We don't. And guess what, black men? You don't always know how to be fathers just because you got a baby on the way.
Even if you got 5 kids, that 6th kid is still gonna be like a new baby. It's still a new experience. It's still new. You can't parent. And I know a lot of older people that parented all their kids the same, and that's probably why a lot of their kids are kind of messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you have to parent each kid differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, each kid has a mind of their own. They take things differently. How you talk to them, the tone, stuff like that. Like, I'm not gonna talk to my daughter how I talk to my son. I wouldn't talk to my if I had 2 sons, I wouldn't talk to my oldest son the same way I talk to my youngest son, because guess what? My oldest son grew up in a total different environment than my other son. So it's certain key points that he's not going to understand. So, it's just different. You know what I'm saying? I can't really speak on it, but at the moments you have to use discretion when you talk to each kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you can't. You got to parent them each differently. So, you can't scream at all of them or whoop all of them or punished all of them the same way. Like, it's not gonna be effective. Like, you got 5 kids, you think one way is gonna be effective for all 5 kids? No, it's not. Maybe in that instant, and maybe like right then and there, you got what you needed at that moment. But guess what? That's that mental damage that you probably conflicted on those kids is gonna be worse. You know what I'm saying? Growing up.
And then the other part of this. And then, like I said, I'm busting heads tonight because y'all not gonna mess with my babies. All them Miss Jovo babies. When I see your kids, they all my little people and they my friends, and they got feelings and they real people. Even from 6 weeks all the way up to 60, they real people. So my whole thing is people. The whole conversation behind, well, that ain't how I want to parent my child versus what's the best parenting technique for the kid. And that's why I'm gonna keep bringing the conversation back. Do you actually know what's best for your children? Even when you hate your baby mama, even when you hate your baby daddy, when you know that there are certain things that he knows how to do with them kids that you don't know how to do, but your hate and your ego is getting in the way of you having the effective parenting technique for your child. Like, people just really need to. It's like, before we go into this conversation, parents need to realize that your little bruised ego, you need to put it to the side and look at the facts. And the facts are, if daddy know how to get Junior to do his math homework correctly, you need to let daddy do it. And stop being worried about who daddy's sleeping with, why he ain't sleeping with you no more, and why y'all gotta be at a mutual spot to drop off and pick up the kids. Like, your mind, you're not focused on the important details. The details is what's gonna be best for the children.
But Miss Jovo, how can people really be out of sight, out of mind for their children? Like, how do you just really get to that point where it's like, I don't see them every day, so I'm just not gonna worry about it.
Poor boundaries. Poor boundaries.
Concern yourself with if they ate that day, or
right,
how they doing in school, or just anything. Like, they just kind of disappear.
Poor boundaries, like they don't, and then and the numbers are there. Mm-hmm. You got a lot of people who they were parented by this whole dysfunctional co-parent dynamic. So they are mimicking what they saw growing up. That's what they're doing. If they grew up in a household where, you know, one parent left early and the other parent then got remarried and all they saw was their mama and stepmama at each other's throat, then when they get into this situation, in their mind, it's like, I don't want that. So then guess what they're going to do? They're going to try to avoid it. And then even when the kids get here, they're like, I don't want that. And then they try to avoid it. But then they'll try to pacify that, or they'll try to cover that up by saying, like I said before, you know, I went through that growing up. I don't want my kids to go through that. So I just stay out of the picture. I make sure I pay my child support, or I make sure I'm only doing what the courts want me to do because I don't want all that structure. And then that's when we get into projecting our life history factors onto our kids.
So you think that they think it's better to not parent the child at all to cut down on stress for the kids?
Some people think that way. For me, I'm putting my life on the line. I'm doing whatever it takes. That's it. That's all of it. And it's sad to say, because I get where you're going with it, because we've kind of touched on this before. Like, we actually having to motivate parents to actually parent. And then they want to be like awarded when they actually do that. And it's like, dude, that's your child though. Or girl, that's your child. Like, that's your baby. You supposed to do this.
Unfortunately, a lot of people come from these broken homes, right, where they don't see their father and mother interacting. And so they don't understand that emotional attachment early, right? Women, y'all have that emotional attachment since y'all get pregnant, right? Because y'all had that baby in y'all stomach, and y'all caring and nurturing the baby already.
Yeah,
men, if we don't have that attachment to that woman when that baby gets there, 9 times out of 10, that man ain't gonna have that attachment to that baby, because you know, it's like the way our feelings, like you said, that's y'all baby. Y'all know for sure that's y'all baby, right? And so men's emotions make them feel like, you know, if we on the verge of breaking up, they can always be like, they always looking for a way to get out the picture anyways from you completely. And if they figure like, I got a baby with you, like, let's go, I got to deal with you. You know what I'm saying? And they not ready to deal with a woman that they don't want to, that a woman that don't want them and have to see them, right? So they like mentally detach themselves from that emotion. They emotionally detach themselves from that baby, or they don't want to get in a relationship with that baby like that, because now they have to have a relationship with that woman, which is selfish on the man's part, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but y'all can't help it. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all have already took care of that baby. That baby was attached to y'all in y'all stomach. You know what I'm saying? It's no denying that that's your kid. You know what I'm saying? It's no 1% nothing. It's that's your kid, and you have to deal with it. Men, on the other hand, like we build these walls to try to act like we can get ourselves out of some shit that we really can't. You know what I'm saying? It's like a defense mechanism. Like, we try to protect our emotions and our feelings, and by any means, you know, even if it's being selfish. You know what I'm saying? So it's a messed up thing. But like I said, if you don't have a father that grew up with you and to teach you things and hold you accountable and make you deal with certain emotions and stuff like that, then you just not go deal with it. Or you go deal with it that way, you know.
Or when you didn't have that, and you have now emotionally connected and cognitively connected your thoughts and feelings about that. You didn't have that, and now you're ready to be aware of your thoughts and feelings as it relates to that. You're now ready to heal. Part of healing, when you make that choice to heal, it is now your responsibility to say, okay, how do I break this cycle? How do I learn? And see, this the issue I have with parenting. A lot of people want to jump into stuff that they don't know about and act like they already know, because they're insecure with what somebody else might say. These societal expectations. Well, if you're a mom and you're pregnant with a baby, you're supposed to bond with that baby. Like, what's wrong with you if you don't bond with that baby? But if you didn't have a certain level of bonding as a child, if you didn't grow up seeing a lot of maternal stuff, or maybe it's just not in you, it ain't nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I don't really know how to do that. I need to learn how to do that. Because I've had to learn about, like I read stuff I don't know about. Guess what? I'm going to get a book. Going to the library, I'm order a book. I don't know deal with this.
Now,
I
Ms.
got
Joe,
11
you
years.
know these people ain't reading. Hey, the
And,
book of Genesis.
and Raven keep talking about that black men. I mean, I know y'all got mad when she hit y'all over the head with that, but we gotta read. We gotta get educated. Like, it's nothing wrong with you saying, you know what, my dad really wasn't around, or my mom and my dad, they never got along, and I never saw how they parented me actually. Like, I need to learn some parenting techniques and some styles. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, for me, and I'll be transparent, my mom was in my life full time until I was like 7 years old. And then after that, my extended family had to take over. I know nothing about momming after the age of 7. Like, I had to learn how to build bonds with my daughter. I had to actually learn that behavior. And I think a lot of people are just intimidated culturally, thinking that, oh, when I have a baby, I'm just supposed to know what to do. And I think men and women deal with that. And the reality of it is, if you don't know something, speak up. You just don't know. Let's learn. You know, I hope that people in this particular show, they call in with their challenges and not their, well, this is how you would do it. Like, parenting is not easy for anybody. It's
So
not.
do you think it's more different for when a man says F them kids and when a woman says F them kids? Like, I see like a different type of a mentality, you know what I'm saying? Like, when men say F them kids, it's out of selfishness and ego and pride. And I think when women say F them kids, I really feel like they really have some type of something really deep going on with them to like abandon their kids and be like, because it takes a lot for a woman to get rid of kids, right? Because a man can just walk out the door because a woman is there and stuff like that. He just walk the door and never come back. But a woman has actually, you know, she has custody of them kids since birth, right? Like, she's in a hospital with
Most
them
of the
kids,
time.
like, and
Yeah.
so, you know,
Yeah.
and if they walk away, they can get locked up and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy. Like, for a woman to do what she has to do to say F them kids, it's like legally wrong automatically, right? You know,
Right,
if you
right.
just walk out the house.
The courts look very harshly when when I would say this, and culturally, because in Black culture, women are looked down on when they make that decision. I'm not gonna raise my own children.
Uh-huh.
Culturally, they are looked down upon. And I think when it comes to like legal situations, I think the courts are more sympathetic to moms who, you know, when you talk about drug addiction, when you talk about, you know, abuse and neglect, I think that, I know here in Georgia, it's so many different avenues and options for a mom to get the help that she needs. But even with me working in that field, I've seen resources thrown at the mom, and the mom, she's still like, but I don't want them. Like, I don't think I can do it. I've seen that happen before. So, you know, I think it's a lot of, Darwin, I think it's a lot of cultural stigmas. I think it's a lot of legal stuff with that, and how we just, as society, view a man's relationship with children and a woman's bond with children. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know, I ain't gonna talk too much about it because I'm gonna have my own show tomorrow about father and parents and stuff like that, my own little journey. But when I broke up with my baby mothers, right? I like when I was like, I'm done, it's over with, this and that. You know, we're not living together no more. I automatically felt like I was a part-time father. You know, like I automatically I automatically felt like I just did my kids a disservice by doing that, right? It's just like how I just felt because I'm not there every day. You know, my daughter or my son isn't there to ask me the questions they might want to ask me. We're not bonding and stuff like that. So I automatically felt like I had some making up to do. Like, and I don't feel like a lot of fathers just they don't feel like they just cut their responsibility. When they cut their responsibility in half, they feel like they're not they still like a perfect father or whatever. And well, not to say perfect because no one's perfect, but like they're still the same father out the house as they is in the house, right?
Right.
Like they don't understand. Like, no, you like 50% now. You know what I'm saying? Like if your father parenting was at 100%, as soon as you moved out the crib, it just went to 50. You know what I'm saying? And now you have to work extra hard to bring that bar up to 100. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't just be like, oh, I don't live there, so I ain't got to deal with it. No, you still supposed to feel like you have to deal with everything that you was dealing with at first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, calling in the mornings, hey, you good for school? You okay? Like, have a good day at school, stuff like that. Because if you was at the crib, you'd have said that. You'd have gave a kiss on the forehead, walked to the bus stop, and this and that, and said, you okay? You know, have a good day at school. So, like, do extra things when you're not in the house because you have to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think a lot of fathers feel like, I ain't there. I ain't got to deal with it.
Don't it go back to the conversation that we have all the time, though, about men and women roles? A lot of men in their mind, they think, well, you know, I go to work every day. The end. That's the end of their story. And why wouldn't we think that that does not translate over into parenting? Well, you know, I'm buying the sneakers and the book bags, and you know, I'm buying the food, and they eating the food.
I feel guilty.
Kids, that's how they act.
I feel guilty all the time when I take my daughter or take my son somewhere, and I got another daughter in Chicago that I'm not taking out all the time like that, and I take my daughter, my little daughter, on date nights and stuff like that. I always feel guilty, like, man, you know, because I my other daughter's not getting that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and now I understand. Like when I go there, I got to do extra stuff. I got to make sure I, you know, pick up while, you know, I never can pick up while I left off it, but I got to make sure I just do extra. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of men just don't. I talk to dudes. They never even be saying nothing about the other kids that's outside the house. Like some dudes even go to the extent to be like, oh, I got 2 kids. Be like, hold on, you got like 7 kids. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about? You got 7 kids. Like sometimes they even be forgetting. They be forgetting.
Oh, don't let some of them mess around and they get married to somebody who like, and I'm gonna say this too. They get married to somebody that has kind of upgraded how they look at life, but then they wanted to just be their little quote unquote nuclear family, and then they want to they forget about you
that doesn't fit into that little perfect little image.
Exactly, and it's just
outside
like
kids.
And my whole thing is, first of all, if she done upgraded your life, obviously y'all done had the conversation. If she's supposed to be this version of a woman, y'all have had that conversation about, okay, but babe, what about your other children? Like, let's get back on track. Let's like what we need to do. Like, you know, we need freaking flyer miles. You know, we need extra. You know what we need to do, because if we gonna make our relationship work, we need to be honest and truthful with each other. And the truth is, you got other kids, and we need to be taking care of these children. But
I think what's also, but what's also interesting is that I feel like a lot of them devalue the work of the mother that's there taking care of the kids every day. It's like they don't respect it or appreciate it. Like stuff you literally don't have to do. Like you don't have to worry about getting a babysitter every day. Like you don't have to, go up to the school. Like you do, like it's so much stuff.
Even when they're in the house,
like you don't have to make sure they eat every day. Like, but you just want to talk crazy to this person that's actually taking excellent care a lot of the time. I mean, some, it's questionable, but for the most part, it's taking the best care of your kids. And it's like, because y'all at odds or whatever, you just totally throwing that out the window and not even appreciating it. But give me 1 second. Let me add, we have a guest. Let me add Betty. Hey, lady, look at you.
What's going on?
Look
How
at
you
doing?
How you doing?
Got the little swoop.
Thank you for coming through. You still got the little swoop. I know, got the little Leah going on.
My Leah, back and forth, Leah.
All right, I love it. Okay, sorry, Miss Jovo.
No. What I was saying was they have these, and then when they do talk about the kids, and my people, and I ain't saying it's just not other people, but my people, these trivial conversations. Why he ain't got on the shoes that I bought, or why they wearing that, or
they grew up the motherfuckers 2 years ago.
But or you got so much emphasis on that, but then when the conversation comes along with, okay, we got a virtual parent teacher conference, you ain't nowhere to be found, or y'all can't get on page with, this person got this going on in school. Can you come to this? Can we come to an agreement where we can show up together for them when they have this? Ain't no words about that. Y'all want to argue 45 minutes about why Junior got on last year Jordans. We got to do better.
Because
did you have a chance to see the conversation? Okay,
I did. I think I touched on many of the things. It's a financial thing. I think when the men talk about these things, it's because they just, I know Cannon has said it, like they think that pouring the money back into the person that they're no longer with. So that's why they want to have the conversations about the Jordans, because it's like, oh, what's she using the money for? Or she's not, she's not taking care of the kid. But then when it comes to the actual parenting, it's it's all on her.
Right.
But you know what? I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
When they say stuff like that, it's a tell. It's a telltale on them, right? That lets me know that who the breadwinner in that household was, right? And who was really paying all the bills. Because if you think buying some gym shoes is really taking care of a kid, then you really haven't took care of a kid, right? Like let's be real about it. Like if you sit up here and you send, even if a dude is sending $300-$500 to the house for child support, and then they act like they just changed they baby mama's life with that $500, like, dude, you really, when you was in the household, we know you wasn't even taking care of the bills. Because if you think $500 is taking care of your kid and allowing your baby mama to get a new car and buy all this stuff and purses, how they be talking, then I know you wasn't taking care of those kids when you was even in the house.
And the fact that somebody got to have a conversation with you about taking care of your children, you know what I'm saying? It's like these kids.
But then you have to.
It's crazy. And then these children, they literally didn't ask to be here. And I'm gonna just tell y'all from what I do for a living, these kids be literally looking at some of y'all like y'all crazy. And when they talk to Miss Jovo, I don't know why they're arguing about that, because I'm good. I just want to know why they keep yelling at each other. These are the things they're saying. I just want them to be there for me. I just want somebody to talk to me. And then when they start, getting into some of the mischief and some of the trouble they're getting into, instead of the parents trying to come together on that, now it's, well, you left us, or you should let them hang around this. And then it goes back to what Kenan just said. You're diminishing what she actually has to deal with on a day-to-day basis. So then now you nitpicking at stuff, and instead of just starting with, them better than I do because you deal with them every day. I'm coming in and I'm talking about the dad that lives outside of the home. The attitude he needs to have is, the daily routine. I don't, because I'm not here. How can we fix this?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, but that's a maturity that I think many of them just don't have.
It's the word for tonight too.
They just don't have
my
it.
daughter called me, and she, like, my daughter that I live with, if she wants some cookies, I go get her some Chippehoy cookies, $3 a pack or whatever from the grocery store, something like that. Man, my other daughter called me, and since I'm not living in the home with her, I have to do extra. So she called me and said, can I cash out her some money for some cookies? I say, how much? She say $40. I say, what type of cookies are these? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? But like, if she lived with me, I'm like, you're not getting no $40 cookies. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I don't have to do that for her, because I do a lot of other stuff. But since I don't live with her, I was like, I can't even say no. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel, because since I'm not in the house, I can't even say no to stuff that I want to say no to. Like, I just got to buy the $40 cookies. You know what I'm saying? Like, here you go. I know I'm not there with you every day. You miss me, so this is my way of making up. When she calls, I have to just bite the bullet, no matter what she asks for, and just do it, because I know the money that I'm sending her mother is not even close enough to be like, to act like I'm really financially taking care of them. So any extra thing that she asks for, there you go. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I gotta be.
I'm gonna give us a quick fun commercial interlude. This is a Instagram account that I follow. And he be having the most hilarious scenarios. It'd be so on point.
Yes.
But this is just one of them. You seen it?
Yes, I think I follow him actually. And I think I might have seen this one like within the last 2 days, and I'm gonna see.
Okay.
Kid. Really? Then what's stopping you, asshole? You're the reason I don't see my fucking kid, and everyone fucking knows it. Really? Me? Well, let's stop that now, okay? Here she is for the weekend. Her medicine's in the red bag. It needs to be taken every 4 hours on the dot. Don't forget she has her sleepover tomorrow night with Marissa. She needs to be driven to and picked up from. Dance recital on Sunday, and don't forget to bring cupcakes. It starts at noon. Be there 15 minutes early. And she needs to be back on Sunday night before daycare, okay? Bye-bye. Wait, I can't take her this weekend. Hold on. All I want
I thought that was pretty funny.
I saw, yeah, and the reality of it is that okay? You said I'll never let you see the kids. Look, here are the
Here they
kids.
go.
Here's them and
Here they
all
go.
this stuff. Here they go. Here's all of them.
That's literally what happened with me and one of my guys. We was talking and he was talking about the same situation and stuff like that. And then we had went on a guy's trip to Vegas, and he was like, yeah, you know, because I get my kids, I don't care. I get my kids, I get full custody. My kids gonna stay with me. I was like, really? You gonna take your kids? You know, take them to school every day, wake up with them, stuff like. He was like, yeah. I was like, what about when you want to go out? I'm gonna go out. I was like, well, who go watch them? You know what I'm saying? How come you just went to Vegas? No questions asked. You just packed up and went. You know? He was like, I'm like, you can't do that if you got them. He's like, yeah, you right. I was like, guess what? I was like, and guess why you didn't? And he didn't tell her that he went because he already knew that she would have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Because he just pack up and do what he wants. I said, and that's why you didn't tell her that because you didn't even want her to know because she can't do what you do. She can't up and just go on a girl's trip whenever she wants to. You know what I'm saying? So, and then he thought of it. He like, yeah, you right. I'm just like, and a lot of they want their responsibility, but then when they sit down and think about it, that's why a lot of dudes ain't going to court to get that full custody. They sit there and talk that junk and talk all like, I get my kids. Well, go to court and do it. Let's see. You know what I'm saying?
And when I say they want
50-50.
50-50.
Hold on one second.
You ain't even got posted pads in your house to write stuff
got,
down.
We got Raw B. Welcome to the
Hey,
show.
Raw.
Welcome for
we got phones now, Miss Jovo.
Hey. But let's be honest. Then
Hold
y'all
on
don't even
a
know how to
second,
do
y'all.
that.
We gotta welcome Raw B to the show.
What's up, bro?
Listen, hey, y'all know I be stomping down in all type of places. I already know what it gives. I'm all right. Go in, let have. No, how y'all doing?
What's going on, Ron?
Nothing much. I just came over to support y'all. Y'all here. I don't got no voice, but you know.
Yeah, what happened?
Y'all know what happened. She was
It's
snapping.
just crazy weather.
After the show is the after party.
Right. Go ahead.
I love it.
Yes.
Well,
but why y'all saying F them kids? Y'all know we love them kids. They bad, but we love them.
We love them, baby.
We were talking about how non-custodial parents how some non-custodial parents will treat their children like out of sight, out of mind. Like once they are no longer in their relationship, they kind of break up with the kids too. And we were just discussing some reasons and just situations where that happens.
Yeah, I'm sorry, not sorry, but yeah, all of them. You said it right. All of them.
Yep.
They only taking the kids on their days. They ain't working no extra hours. I can't because I gotta work. Or chick, you're not the only person that gotta work. Everybody gotta work in this situation. If I tell you I need you to come get your kids, these your kids. Because if I got to pay for child care, I'm going to modify the child support order. And I'm going to get more money for your kids. And you going to cry about it. So let's just work together. Come on. Let's work together. People are stupid. I don't know. I can't. F them parents, not F them kids. F them parents.
Right, because them kids that asked to be here. They ain't asked for this.
All right, y'all. This is the last one. This one I thought was perfect to illustrate how, again, like I say, sometimes some people will leave and instead will just take care of the house they're in. So let's play this one.
Deadbeat. I don't fucking know because she's bitter as fuck. Are you one? No. I don't see my kids because she won't let me. It's as simple as that. Wait. Has she ever said you can't see your kid? No, but it's implied. I would love nothing more than to see my kid. Okay, well, here's your kid now. Take her for the day. Yo, I can't today. I have my girlfriend's kid. Yeah, you're a fucking deadbeat. Yo, why do you think she...
Word.
Well...
I was just going to say something about this, too. I was just going to say it.
But then it's you know what it is? It's also the other woman, right? So a new woman gets in a relationship with the guy. He's taking care of your kids. And you know he has kids that you see that he doesn't take care of. I personally just don't know how that woman sleeps okay. Because to me, it's like if you could do that to your own kid, you sure enough ain't gonna treat mine right.
Exactly. I say the same thing.
But
I,
let's
Yeah,
talk
I
I
about
don't
the
don't
know
get
about
it.
that. I don't know about all that now.
let's talk
I
about the
just,
other woman and how she parent her children. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Because the whole time she probably dating old boy, her kids always with her mama, or always with her sister, or always with her homegirl, or calling some of y'all out, okay? Because I used to work for Department of Family Children Services, and I see it, I've seen it. Those of y'all who keep leaving these kids home by themselves,
Oh,
you ain't even getting a babysitter. You just all these ring cameras in your house thinking that you parenting, and
Ooh.
then you done left these kids there by themselves all weekend long. But they'd be lying when you get in these spaces talking about I got businesses and I got hustles and all the while you hugged up with your new boo and ain't doing a bit of parenting or a bit of working. Stop.
Miss Jovo said she see you hoes.
I do.
She said
Yeah.
y'all ain't slick, y'all ain't
I'm gonna
loose.
get a t-shirt made because kids are my both of my sister-in-laws will tell you when it comes to the children. Okay, like my nieces and nephews, it don't even just stop with my daughter. It's all of my nieces and nephews. It's all of my little cousins. It's like that whole. I grew up with a village mentality. I don't know what it's like not for somebody not to watch out for children. So if you messing up with kids, if you messing with the kid, then you messing with me. I'm gonna call you out on it because them kids that asked to be here. Y'all the one who laid down and decided to have sex unprotected. Now is I can't parent this way, and I don't want them to do this because I can't parent them the way I want to. When all the while it ain't got nothing to do with you. What's best for the children? That's it.
Yeah.
them dudes,
Mhm.
them dudes that be taking care of them other kids is not theirs. They, they why they doing that. They
Why?
doing it for they spot in the crib. You know what I'm saying? They like big brother, really. They ain't like daddy. They like
Because she
big
done
brother.
moved
Like,
you in.
we all gonna be peaceful and cordial because I ain't got nowhere else to go. So you want something to eat? I'll fix you something to eat because your mom ain't putting me out. You know what I'm saying? So they being
No.
nice to the kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they taking care of those kids and that they kids
It's
because
the it's the psychological ramifications on their natural children that will grow up knowing that you
oh
didn't
yeah,
take care of me. You making me
Yeah,
feel
these
like
whole
I'm
other kids.
insignificant. I'm not good enough. But you're taking care of somebody else's kid that is not even biologically yours. It I just don't understand how many of these um, men and women, because I've seen it with women too,
Mm-hmm.
who will mother their boyfriend's children and not really mother their own kids. But
Mhm.
for the most part, it's dominantly the men, right? And it's like because they are usually the ones out the house. So it's like I just don't understand how I guess people just mentally messed up because it's like, how do you go to sleep every day? How do you wake up? I just can't. I'm not comfortable not knowing if my kid ate, what he did in school, how he feeling. So I just don't understand how these parents just go about their day. I don't know that maybe that's a luxury I'll never know, and maybe I'll never want to know, because it's
Let,
It's
like,
about the access. Let's be honest. It's about the access.
well, yeah,
Whoever,
they want the boom
no,
boom.
no, yeah. They taking care of the girlfriend kids because the girlfriend giving up that black tail or whatever. But the woman that's not giving it up or the man that's not giving it up, well, guess what? You could suffer now. You're not giving me what I want. Suffer.
Right. Not even thinking about the fact that the kids are the ones that are suffering.
They
Okay.
don't realize that, but it's subconscious. It's a
Yeah.
that's it.
subconscious thing. They don't realize that they are punishing the person they can't have access to and harming the children.
Yep. No, that's very true.
Mhm.
That's very true. But okay, who wants to close this topic out? We had some good stuff about that. 45 minutes. Okay, Ms. Jova, I'm gonna let you close us out on this topic and we're gonna jump into the next one.
I need these fellas to understand. And I'm married and got a husband in the house with a child. I need you to understand the details behind raising children. It's details. Just like I said, some of you dudes, y'all don't even write stuff down. Go to my refrigerator. You see the schedule, okay? You see Christmas stuff coming up and beta club and piano recital and all this stuff. And then you saying all of this stuff. The mother of your child is just sharing all of this. Y'all got these phones. You ain't even using the stylus to just like put Google Planner. She emailing you and you telling folks, yeah, she still like me. No, she emailing you about recitals. She don't want you. She's trying to involve you in parenting. But see, I know what it is. Some of y'all running because you know how much detail it is. Because some of you dudes grew up with just your mama in the house and you saw your mama do everything. So when you start walking around here and she actually call you out on your stuff, yeah, take this baby for the weekend, that nightmare comes because you see how your mama had to do everything and you don't want to do it.
You're definitely right.
And my thing is, man up.
Like some of these women don't want to leave their kids with them dudes. Because they fear that you're not about to probably take care of my kids. So you know what? Stay your ass over there where you at. You ain't never got to see my kid because God forbid I bring him over there and now you know you go around where you hanging out with people you hang out with and something happened to my kid and this and that. So it's like yeah okay whatever and that's a fear for women too. You know what I'm saying? And that's just not even with the baby daddy, but I think everybody don't think no one can probably take care of their kid the way they can anyways, right? But then when you have a trifling dude that actually just said, fuck them kids, you really go be like, you know what? Nah, I'm good.
and I'm going to just say this, and I'm going to close out with this.
Right, I was going to say, I guess you closing out, babe. You just going to pick it right up.
I'm sorry. I'm just so passionate.
She got it. It's tag team.
I'm just saying, if ladies and gentlemen, stop procreating with people who lack structure, they lack routine, and they lack consistency.
I can agree with that. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So next, I have a question. Is everyone cut out to be a step parent? The reason why I'm asking this question,
no.
The reason why I'm asking this question is because where is it? There is here a meme that was circulating on Facebook. And it says, I mean, who knows how true this is? But it says, just broke up with my boyfriend of 3 years because he told me he's getting full custody of his 3 kids. I can't imagine coming home to 3 kids that's not mine every day. And so I saw a lot of, because they're like, oh, she bogus, she crazy, and this, that, and the other. But what are you guys' thoughts on that? What do you think about that?
High five. High five.
High five. Listen. Yeah.
If I love my kids, but if I could have visitation right now, I'm just playing. But seriously though, if somebody and when you set up the parameters in the relationship, people know what it is with kids. If she knows she's not going to be a good stepmother, this is not what she signed up for. She was cool with them visiting on the weekends, or she was cool with them visiting him on the weekends. She was finna go out. Salute. Because now those kids don't have to be around the wicked stepmother type. And their mental health can be protected. Because she probably would have been one of them evil hoes pinching the kids. They'd be like, hey, I'm hungry. Go ask your daddy. I want to go to the store. So what? You ain't my kid. Blessed be the fruit. Praise be. Let me be quiet.
What you think, Betty?
I don't believe everybody's cut out to be a step parent. That Facebook post, the person knew that they couldn't do it and they got out. I commend that person, because the worst thing is to stay there and ruin children by being that evil step parent. Being a step parent is a very, very difficult task because sometimes you have a huge limit on your actual parenting to this child, but then you may be spending a lot of time with this kid that you can't quote unquote parent, right? Because of whatever the relationship with those biological parents. So
yeah, but people were all like, because she knew he had kids when they got together.
Yeah, and she also knew that he was he didn't have custody of those kids. Circumstances change and people change their minds. Things happen just because, and I think that that's the thing. Like, I think people think that you're supposed to just keep the decisions that you made, the decisions you made at that time forever. Things happen and people change, and I think it's the best thing is to say, yo, this is my limit. I can't do it. I'm not best for it, and step back. You don't like it, but it might be for the best.
Yep. So hold on one second, you all. We have my girl Raven has stepped into the building. Hey. Oh, I'm sorry. Super Saiyan Supreme. Super Saiyan Wives. My bad.
Oh, shoulder the mat. Hey. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so she comes with, okay, let me put. Hold on, I feel like I gotta put my shoulders. We got the shoulders
right there, baby.
Showbo, you too.
Building.
I know, right?
Jay said, I ain't doing it. Don't ask me.
I'm like, I got no room to shoulder this.
To put the shoulders out, we gotta put the shoulders.
No, I ain't got no room.
I didn't get the memo. Next time you bring in the shoulders, you gotta let us know so we can know. But did you get to hear what the topic is? Super Supreme Saiyan Wives, and were you ready to add or?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was setting it up with the pink meme, the one that was asking about being a step parent. Okay, can you run it? I was trying to set up my laptop while we were doing it. Can you run it down one more time? And then you guys can get back to it. I missed that part.
I'm assuming a young lady shared it, but she said she broke up with her boyfriend because he just got custody of his kids and she's not about to be coming home to kids every day.
Tell her how many kids though.
3.
I don't care
I'm just
if it was one rugrat. I don't care if it was a half of a crumb snatcher. It could have been a quarter of a crotch fruit. In the event she did not plan to be a step parent, she has every right to step back. Now, they always make the baby mom go back to her baby dad. These men to go back to their baby mom. No, I'm just kidding.
Amen. Go be with your baby mama because your kids might be bad. And let me say this real quick. If you have kids and then somebody else has kids and you're blending a family, you really gotta kind of watch them kids and what them kids is doing because they can have a very negative influence on your children. And I'll be damned if somebody
Been there.
That is
I've been
fact.
there.
And these are the realities that people are not prepared to really discuss. Like I in my Bernie Mac voice, I swear for long, folks think that love and marriage are like cake mixes, and if I put a little water and some fairy dust together, we gonna just be one big happy family. And I need y'all to stop watching Disney Channel and too much Hallmark
and Brady Bunch.
realities. The reality of it is not everybody raising their kids like you raise your children. The reality of it is that there's a whole bunch of this. Like this is when family functions come around. Now your family coming to your house, and they might feel uncomfortable because they got these 3 kids that don't really they don't belong to y'all. Okay, they ain't in the family yet, and everybody trying to I love my father, but I remember I was that kid. He get with his new boo. And these my kids, because me and my brother, y'all know my brother, we look just alike. And these my children, And we, my grandma taught us to be well-mannered or whatever. But we had these, he would pick the time where they whole family over there. And it's like, here your new boo, these kids. And we sit here looking like this. Like, and then some of them just, like, hey baby, and I'm auntie such and such, and they're like, but you ain't my auntie. Like,
no, my daddy used to have the nerve to come around because he had the girlfriend, his longtime girlfriend that he had. She had 3 kids that I guess you can say he helped raise them. They was in the house, and he used to have the nerve. And I used to see my father growing up maybe once every couple of years. Like one day out the year, maybe for like a birthday, maybe on Christmas, stuff like that occasionally. No phone calls, no nothing on a regular basis. And he had the nerve, like as an adult, like I'll just be talking to him and he'd just be like, yeah, my son, and because my daughter, who are you talking about?
But wait a minute.
Kids. Like you have 2 daughters that you didn't raise, bro. Like, what are you talking about? But they just be so oblivious. Like he was just saying it like it was just the most normal thing in the world. Like, yeah, because how my son and this, those not even your kids, and you just telling me about this like to the child that you didn't even bother to raise. Like, just
my dad dated one woman who has now passed. That she was a step parent, even though she didn't get a chance to be a step parent. Like after they broke up, she was. And all, she was like a godmother / stepmother, helped me pick out a wedding dress, helped me, sent me a check when she found out I was getting married. She was there when I graduated from college. She had conversations with me about life and, being a young woman. Some of these other people he dated, they wanted to be on that level, but they wanted to just come in and start with the mothering. I can't believe your daddy let you wear that. And it's like, Miss such and such. Like I just met you 5 minutes ago. Who you checking? Who you checking? And that's how these kids looking at some of y'all. Like, and they mad at y'all. And then y'all wonder why when they turn a certain age, they go ham on y'all. Because you get to pick when you want to parent. So why can't I as a kid get to pick when I want to cooperate with you?
Exactly.
You're modeling the behavior.
Hello.
My sweet,
they ain't baby kids because of the movie. You being a baby parent, so guess what? Baby kid. I'm just
I got some layers to this, right? I actually got a lot of layers, but I'm not gonna lay them all down right now.
Oh.
But first of all, if she's just a girlfriend or whatever, that's cool. She's supposed to walk away before she get engaged with them kids, stuff like that. She got a right to it. But if she was married or whatever, if a married woman does that, she's out of line. She's bogus. She's a munch. I just learned that word today. My son's calling a little girl at school a munch. That means thought for this generation. A munch.
That's what that means?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that meant something totally different.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what that means.
I thought they eat certain things.
Explaining.
That's a munch.
I thought they eat certain things.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
That too. Just like we thought to eat certain things. Y'all know how it goes.
No,
a thought don't eat anything.
That's a bougie thought then.
You can't
A thought take in things.
Because munch is something very specific.
Right.
But they munching on something.
I'm calling her a munch. I'm calling her a munch because I can't call her what I want to call her. So she is bogus because guess what? What if that mother died or whatever, and the kids just has to come live with like
they got a grandma.
Period.
Oh. Hold on. We just talked about how men don't want to take care of their kids. So we can't just throw the kids off on the grandma now all of a sudden if the man want to take care of kids.
They don't want to take care of their kids.
Hold on.
DNA.
No, I just want to. You're saying that if this was a girlfriend, you understand her leaving, but if they are married, you feel like she can't just get up and leave like that.
Yeah, she has to. And my thing is now she can. Anybody can do whatever they want to, right? But then again, does she really love him? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you really love me? If my baby mother died and I got to take care of my kids, I got to step up and get my kids. And you're not even about to give this a try. You just, I ain't about to deal with it. That's not love. You're not even about to try to. You don't even know if you're gonna get this stuff.
That has anything to do with love. I think some people know what they
love or whatever you want to call it. Love, holding down, loyalty, whatever you want to call it. Because guess what? Things happen vice versa. If something happened with the woman, you would expect the man to step up and do
but
his
if he
part
knows
too.
that he ain't capable, then
You don't know though.
No, I understand. No, I think that
nobody knows.
Expectation and execution is totally different. It's okay to have the expectation that it's my, to have that. That's normal expectation. But it's respectful for the person to say, this is my limit. I get it. It's frowned upon that if my husband has his, the baby mother dies, it's frowned upon, and I don't want to take care of those kids. I can understand how you feel like that, but you have to also respect the person that will come out and say, look, I think this is my limit. I can't do it. I'm not best for these kids.
Bull. That's bull though. That's bull.
No, it's more about, I think it goes back to not doing what you think is right because of what society say. It's about doing what's right for the children. And I
That's
think
right.
that's the thing. Sometimes what's right for the kids ain't what's nice on the outside for people to
No,
see.
I totally agree with you. But who has she done this before? Has she take care of 3 kids before to know her limit? No one knows their limit until they do it. You can't just be like, oh, that's my limit.
But
No,
I
that's a
guess, I
step
guess
out.
my
I
question
get you.
is,
You're feeling like she should try before
Yeah, she
she can.
gave up. She quit. That's not me knowing my limit when I tap out before I even
Maybe
do it. That's
maybe the
not a
trying
limit.
was dealing with
Have you not had these children around before? Like,
maybe.
it
Yeah, but
doesn't say
maybe
she shouldn't have come around if she's just
Like I said, she can do it, but don't sit up there and say, I have these deep feelings for you, and you my guy. I'm gonna hold you down. We gonna ride this out together. Especially when you get married, you supposed to be in this through thick and thin. You supposed to ride it out with whatever happens. You not supposed to.
have y'all ever seen the movie? Have y'all ever seen the movie Mommy Dearest? Have y'all ever seen that?
Yes.
no more
Why
wire
y'all hang up?
hang
Now
up.
let's go into the real story. The movie only depicts some of it, but she had some real life issues, and she had a big heart for kids because she herself grew up very poor. They didn't have a lot, and she had a beautiful big heart for children.
Mhm.
Now, not shout out to some of my single friends that they just love. They love my child. You know, they love the kids. They the auntie and uncle who gonna show up for the birthday and with the big box, and you know they're gonna be the great babysitter. But just because you love children, and just because you that auntie that show up with that big box, or that uncle who's ready to, you know, like take you outside and show you stuff, that does not qualify you as a step parent. I think it's really big when people are able to say, I can't do this. People
Yeah.
know their personal
I think
limits.
if you feel that way, you should go with that.
Exactly.
But y'all
Because
just
what if stepmama was, you know, the woman from Misery? What if stepmama, the way that she deal with children, what if it's Mommy Dearest? You never notice until they get into these
no,
situations.
Miss Dovo.
And
I'm gonna need
sometimes
you.
people
You
tell
could
you
be
who they are,
beloved.
y'all,
You
through
gotta
their
say
choices.
beloved. Shoot.
I'm gonna need you to reach
Sometimes
back there.
people tell you who they are through their choices.
Believe
They
them
don't
when
want to
they
come
Yeah,
out and
yeah.
tell you.
Choices. I want you to reach back there and grab that little card with that say choices on it, right? Because guess what? Just like you said,
It disappeared.
no one can. Just because you want to do something, just because you're good with kids, don't mean you're a stepmother. And just because you have a baby, that don't make you a good mother. So you made a choice to be a good mother and stick it out because you could have gave the baby up for adoption. So my thing is when that man said I'm bringing my kids with me, she had a choice. It ain't because I don't think I'm a good. No,
She had a
she didn't
choice.
even give it a try. She didn't give it a
No,
try.
you don't have to try.
I don't think you should
You're
try.
right.
I don't think. Listen, my whole thing is this: if your first instinct is I don't want to do this when it comes to kids,
don't do it.
then right, I don't think you try on kids. Like, let me try. Like, I don't think kids should have that experience.
All this
Where you just try. If your first instinct is I don't want to do this.
All this is these.
Wow, there's some goddamn hypocrites right now.
No.
Because guess what? When dudes get these women pregnant, they don't be wanting to have the baby, but they ain't no. I'm not gonna give this a try. No, you have to step up and be. I don't want to. So what? You don't want to do it?
They ain't my kids.
How many years? Hold on.
They're not my kids.
Hold on. How many black women, when they knew? Okay, I got a homegirl that I have a lot of respect for. She's a mom of one of the most brilliant minds I've ever seen. I actually model a lot of my parenting through her. She told me when her daughter was 2, and she saw behaviors with her daughter's father not being consistent. Instead of calling him out, instead of fighting with him, etc., she was like, you know what? I'm gonna head out. I can't do this. We can't be together anymore. I got to do a lot of this on my own. She came to the conclusion that a lot of this raising of this child that we've had together is not going to involve him because he chose not to be involved. He verbally told her that. She did not spend all her time and her energy trying to convince this man that you need to father your child. He chose that, and now he's dealing with the ramifications of that. Let me tell you something. If girlfriend / stepmama, potential stepmama, done decided she don't want nothing to do with them kids, Let her not have anything to do with these kids. Stop fighting a battle. Some people always look at rejection as something.
If they're married,
rejection can be protection. She is sending you a message. She ain't got anywhere to parent your children.
But if they're married, I understand that, girlfriend. But if they're married, doesn't she have an obligation?
No, nobody has an obligation to anything. People choose all the time.
So you about to, so y'all divorced. So that what
more children,
just like men getting altars and promise to love only their wife, and then they go out there and cheat on their wife.
And they wrong. And they wrong. And they wrong.
Hold on.
And they wrong.
They might be wrong. But she get to decide if she want him in the house, if she want him in her life. He gets to decide if he gonna fight for his marriage. If they don't, stop trying to put square pegs in round holes.
Okay, so now honoring. So now not honoring commitments is okay now, all of a sudden. So
you have control over whether or not
so now not honoring commitments is not now, right?
You never answered my question. Do you have control over whether she does or if she doesn't? Can you control that?
Hey, ain't nobody taking care of all your kids.
No, like I said, she can do whatever she wants to.
So
you're not about to sit up there and act like you're not about to sit up and act like.
Let them be 12
her and move on to the next person because she done told you she don't need to be around your children.
That's understood already. That's understood. She left. She left. Now we trying to defend. Now we talking about, was this a righteous move, or is she bogus? And if she's married as a wife, as a woman that said, "I got your back no matter what, we gonna ride this out together."
What she told that man.
And as soon as a storm comes, and as soon as
but you don't know if that was
come on now.
But the thing is that you're just saying that strictly because of the fact that they're married, but you don't know what the situation was or what the expectation.
I'm just going off the boat.
Right. But I'm just saying in general, you can't just say in general, oh, she signed up for everything, because there's plenty of marriages that people go into that they could be like, I don't want no kids, but they know you have kids, and they're like, okay, weekends is cool, here and there, but I'm not really that involved. I ain't good with no kids like that to be having them all the time. I don't want to be
first of all, that's
and
a delusional.
They agree on that. And so, and what I'm saying is, so something happened, whatever, and the situation changes, how can you then be like, you signed up for that? They didn't sign up.
I'm gonna give you a good example. Let's say you marry somebody who you got adult children, and those adult kids got kids of their own now. Something happens to one of those kids, and it's like, babe, we need to get the grandkids. She done told, she married you under condition that, okay, babe, your kids grown. We ain't got to do a lot because they grown. They come here on the holiday, they hang out with us, they come around Father's Day, give you that ugly tie them socks, and they keep the moving. That's what she came into it. But then when we talk about race,
y'all trying to do, y'all full of shit right now. Y'all full of shit. No, ain't nobody getting married talking about something. Yeah, I'm gonna be with you, but ain't no one going down those lists like y'all talking like they do.
People do have conversations about kids all the time, and they be like, I don't want any kids.
Exactly.
Like, people say that all the time.
And the other thing is, black men need to stop thinking that all black women want children and can parent children, because the reality of it is they can't. And they telling y'all through how they behave.
You mean to tell me people? Hold on, wait a minute, pause.
People not even having conversations about what religion they in. No, they not having a conversation about, you know what? If my baby mom,
you think by and large,
how many of them can we get before you leave me? They ain't having conversations like that.
But you thinking by and large that people are not having conversations of whether or not they at least want kids?
Yeah, at least kids. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, y'all agreed. What I'm saying is, if y'all came into the situation,
I think that many men, men.
Betty, I think that you kind of, there's sound is going out.
Yeah,
you frozen.
So I got a quick question. So say say a person is with someone, they love each other, whatever, in a committed relationship, and you get pregnant. And find out you have a quadruplets. I can leave your ass because I ain't signed up for no fucking 4 kids. I signed up for fucking 1.
Bye.
That's cool. I get it. We can do whatever we want to. But now y'all trying to act like y'all don't have no type of
equivalency. Those are not my kids. These your kids. These all 3 said your
But
kids
no, well, no, I didn't sign up for 4 kids. It don't matter. It don't matter.
matter. Those are your
Darling.
biological.
Y'all said
Darling,
it's stipulations
You missing my point.
on
You trying to turn this into a moral issue, and what I'm telling you is this
You're trying
woman
to
has
turn it
told
think
you
it's a moral issue when you
it is a
talk
moral
about
issue. You're
That's why
looking at
you
this
asked
through
was it
moral
righteous?
eyes, whether this right or wrong that she don't stick by this man with these kids. This woman has clearly told him, I'm gonna be out. And if she tell him I'm gonna be out, hey, he can cuss, he can scream, he can kick all he want to in the closet, whatever.
that's not my
It does
thing.
not matter.
I commend her for being honest
I'm
and
just
not
saying.
drag him along for that ride. I
And that's
commend
all
her
I'm
for that.
saying.
That's cool. But let's be clear. If she was talking that love crap and that I'ma hold you down and this that, she ain't that type of woman, okay? And so we just go leave it at that. Like she ain't on that. But I didn't want to discuss that. I'm really cool with that. But I just want to touch on that because we have to understand it's still some accountability for both parties. You know what I'm saying? Like just because it's my right to leave and I can leave when I want. Yeah, you can. But it's still something to say about that. People still are going to judge you. Like you're not completely absolved from how bogus you is because and if you want to really say it, how weak you are. Because guess what? Anybody can tap out at any time.
Boy, ain't nobody about to be falling for that. You ain't gotta be no strong black
Everybody
woman.
weak.
You actually a weak black woman because you won't take care of all 3 of my kids.
Listen, every black woman is weak. Every black woman trifling. Every black woman is a thought when we don't do exactly what they expect us to do. You think that's the first? You think a woman who is willing to say, "I'm a head out," because you got 3 kids, you think that's the first time she done heard somebody call her a basic Jezebel?
Don't matter. Y'all gonna hear it again because guess what? If
nobody gonna be taking care of your kid, and then the other no. The funniest part about it is that
are these your side?
Y'all tripping tonight. Y'all feeling yourself tonight. I'm gonna tell y'all that right.
The funniest part about it is we're trying to pretend like it's the same thing. No, but hold on. But we're trying to act like it's the same thing, especially with a stepmother taking over for kids 9 times out of 10. Just because, again, we think women are supposed to be the ones doing the bulk of the child rearing. We already know where that shit gonna fall. So
okay, I was about to touch on that next. I was about to say, do y'all think
what happened?
Do y'all think he would have tried to get custody of his kids if he wasn't with a legit woman? Like because like why all of a sudden now he done found some stability with this woman. He thought, she can cook, she can clean, she take care of kids. Cool. Hey, I want full custody of my kids, goddammit. They coming over here. But before, like, he was living single back in his 1-bedroom apartment, this and that. He went thinking about getting custody all 3 of his kids. So I get where y'all going because 9 times out of 10, that woman knows what type of man she with, right? And she know like if them kids come, now I got to do all this shit because like you said, men don't honor and they don't value all of that the work that women do. So I get it. I totally get it. I understand. Like I said, I don't have a reason for her being upfront and not wasting nobody's time or leaving. But let's just call it what it is. You tapping out. That's what it is. Like we're not about to sit up here and act like that's not what it is.
People act like tapping out is such a bad thing.
It is a bad thing. You quit.
Why is it quitting?
Big Cap said
rejection is a bad thing.
Take care of all 3 of my kids that you didn't birth, but you weak if you don't. What?
Big Cap said the same way y'all. Big Cap said the same way y'all ain't taking care of his kids and he ain't taking care of your kids. That makes it even. But it literally is even because
you don't have no kids.
Yeah. Right. If eyes wide open, a man comes into a situation and he knows the woman has kids that live with her, then he already signed up for that, right? But if the kids didn't live there and it wasn't the expectation that they would be, then all of a sudden they did, then that would be then he can make a choice at that point.
Matter because life is life. Life ain't no guidelines. Life. Say your kids don't live with you at the moment, and now your daughter lose her house. She got to come with her kids. Now my supposed like, you know what? I know this your daughter, but I'm going. It's either them or me.
Do because they know they can't.
And they bogus.
Well,
don't matter. No, they bogus. They tapping out.
I think that.
No, this is the thing.
I had this.
Okay, go ahead, Betty.
I think that when we talk about love, and it's what I'm going to say is not popular opinion. I believe that the only unconditional love is the one with parent and child.
And your speaker sounds weird.
Right. And we want to believe that love between
almost unconditional, but even that comes.
Hey, do. Can you?
Now let me see. Now.
But I feel like the ones with. Can you hear me?
Your speaker's doing like.
Is that bad?
Okay, keep talking. Let me see.
It's still that bad.
It's good now.
Better. Yeah.
No, it don't. Y'all looking at me.
Oh, I can hear you better now.
We hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I can't hear you now.
Let's see.
You got T-Mobile internet or you got Raven? You got one. You got one, Raven. Raven, we got one.
Y'all stupid.
You got one, Raven.
Sign up today. If you sign up today, you get a free Visa gift card for $100. So stay on top of it. If you want.
What happened?
A home internet with T-Mobile. We can check your availability, and if you sign up, you can get a Visa gift card for $100.
They got T-Mobile commercial. I cannot.
Oh,
At this time, I do have.
they're sponsored of the ladies' room.
We got you.
Right. Okay,
All
Betty.
right. Do I sound better?
Yeah. I think we can hear you now. Okay.
It's sad, but yes, the love within two people in a relationship come with conditions, and sometimes when things are not meeting up the conditions, they out. It's not a double standard. I think you think that we're like, oh, it's not okay if the man do it, and it's okay if the woman do it.
I think it's both.
It's not okay either way, but I respect a person who upfrontly say, no, I can't deal with this. I don't think that this is best. That's all I'm saying. I don't think it's right.
I do too. I
don't think it's right that
don't
you
you think,
got up and left.
Like, don't you think that Jukebox's mother did the best thing by staying out of her life?
She died. She about to die.
Hey, listen, let me tell y'all something. And shout out to my rest in peace, my mom, my mother, Cynthia. I love the fact that my mom was living the lifestyle that she lived, and she was like, baby, y'all gotta stay with y'all grandma. Now, when I was younger, I ain't get it. But as I got older and I would visit with my mom and I would see her periodically, and right on her deathbed, I told my mom, I get it now. I get it because you were not capable. Because my mom, looking at her life, my mom had lived with everybody in her family. She didn't know what that was like. So I extended grace. That's what I did. I decided to extend grace. Even with my dad. My dad did I think I lived with my dad. Me and my brother lived with my dad maybe 2 years. And after 2 years, he was like, I can't. I extend grace because I know sitting here in front of you all on this camera for a fact that had they made the choice to raise us, I would not be a therapist. I would not be Miss Jovo. I would be somebody totally different and not capable of a lot. I already know that.
Yeah, babe. When you say that Joe made the best choice when he left the baby on the doorstep of his gay friends, it's because he knew he was not going to give that child a good life.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm telling y'all my story. Look, listen. People tell me, look, I remember being 8 years old and telling my mom, you and dad need a divorce. Like this arguing and this partying and this the drugs and the alcohol and all of this street stuff. We can't live like this, and y'all can't raise kids like this. So praise God for my mom and dad for having the family that they do have. I do not look at my mother as weak. I don't look at my dad as weak. I look at them as they made a choice, and I praise God for it, because had they not made that choice, I don't know what I'd be at. I just don't. I just don't.
You on mute. You on mute. Babe, you on mute.
Okay.
You muted.
He's still music.
Right.
He still unmuted and muted himself.
Exactly. Did y'all hear about the young lady Now his camera.
Right. He didn't
Okay,
disappear.
so
Oh, Lord.
I think I was scrolling on Facebook or TikTok or something. So this young lady, she was pregnant. Her and her boyfriend were having some kind of relationship issues. He ended up leaving. I'm not sure when. She gave up the baby for adoption. He came back a couple years later looking for his baby because he had been ghost. The baby was gone. It was adopted, and of course he was upset and it was Twitter. He took to Twitter to air his frustrations out because he wanted to know where his baby was at. He felt like she owed him a baby. So, no, okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You were shaking your head. I was gonna say, I feel like.
Wait. My signal was going. So a man gave his child up for adoption.
No, him and the young lady ended up having relationship issues. They separated. He, I guess, went ghost. She gave the baby up for adoption. Then he came back years later looking for his baby, as if there's some kind of stork situation here, like it's a baby factory and somebody owe you a baby.
But he left.
Exactly.
And
But
then
he felt like
and depending on the state he live in, wouldn't at some point they try to petition him or try to find him? And when they couldn't find him, he didn't petition his rights. Then what he expect to happen?
Exactly. I think he was trying to sue her or something. Yeah, he took to Twitter quite upset. And so it was a whole big debacle about whether or not she was wrong for, giving the baby up for adoption without his approval. Because technically it was both of their children, or both of their child, rather.
Well, I think there's a process, and if she went through the legal process, she legally is not obligated. If she did what she was supposed to do legally, then I don't see what's his issue. I think people don't realize that you lose certain rights, or you can't just think that she's this microwave or this refrigerator that's gonna keep this kid.
Yeah, that's why I say
until you get ready.
Yeah, like they just had your package sitting on the side of the wall waiting for you to come pick it up.
That's just like many men, right? A woman will raise this kid, and she has this routine with her child. He disappears. Maybe I'm speaking from experience. And when he comes back, child is almost a teenager, and they think that sharing DNA give him this, having that, that title of dad or father, whatever these people call you, right? Because it's DNA donor, right? That they just come in and they can just, tell the child what to do, tell the mother what to do, tell everybody what to do, because they just think that they have these rights. And I don't think they understand that you gave those rights up when you walked away. Like walking away strip you from those rights. Right.
And I can't stress this enough. And I keep telling, especially here in Georgia, people worship their birth certificate here in Georgia, and their birth certificate is a formality in Georgia. It is a formality in Georgia. If you have a child in the state of Georgia, men, women, if y'all procreate together and y'all are not married, their birth certificate is a formality. You need to go through the process of legitimation. That is both of you all acknowledging that you all made this child together, that this is this child's father. He has DNA and everything to prove that he is the father. So when he do decide to pop in, pop out, if that's the kind of dad you choose to be, fellas, then legally you have something that says this is your kid. If you have a baby in the state of Georgia and you are not married, that child belongs to their mother. Period. ATM from Atlanta to Valdosta, from Augusta to Carrollton. That's just it.
Is that the one when he then he ended up getting the baby, but the grandmother got custody or something, or the grandmother ended up? Is that
I remember that story.
Twitter? I don't know. I never got to the end of the story. Was it resolved?
I don't know if that's the same one, but it was another story that I saw.
For adoption, he came back for it, and it was gone.
That the guy was upset that the lady gave the baby up for adoption, and his mother got custody.
So he got it back. Got the baby back.
He still didn't get custody. I don't know if this is the same thing, but yeah, it was. But it was a situation where a guy was mad again, like you said. He knew she was having the baby. He didn't want to raise the baby. But he wanted her to raise the baby. He was mad because she gave the baby up for adoption.
So and I'm just, I'm biased in the situation because, I'm married and I just got custody of my son 3 days ago. And so what if I want to go get custody of my daughter? and Cannon left me. What y'all gonna call her? Miss Jo, y'all go what Raven? Miss
I
Jo
would say Cannon knew what she could
no,
handle.
y'all mother suckers better not. Y'all better be like, oh, she's a munch.
I would talk to Cannon and ask her if this is what's her reason. There gotta be a reason. What's her reason?
Because she doesn't want to be a stepmother to two other kids. That's what.
Is the other kid bad as hell doing crazy stuff? And
they would call me very smart. Okay, if I made that decision.
I guess Darwin. I hear what you're saying, but at the end of the day, I'm just saying. Yeah, he knows. Like,
I knew it was personal. No, I knew it was personal. I knew he was up here talking about some. Oh yeah.
At the end of the day,
don't lead a man. Don't lead a man. Right. Don't lead a man.
Do not lead this man. He done already told you you're gonna be out here being all types of mother suckers and Jezebels and all kind of stuff. And what's the other one? No, what's the other one? And a harlot.
What was it? A munch.
Yeah,
a munch, a harlot,
a munch,
and all this other stuff. But Betty said it, and I think men need to cop to that. These expectations that they have for every black woman they come across. Like, I know Big Mama, like my great grandmother, she raised like 5 or 6 of her grandkids, probably more than that. But in 2022, every black woman ain't got the Big Mama mentality. And you talking to somebody where I will literally pile all of my nieces and nephews up inside of my house. Like last weekend, I had kids on air mattresses, kids in the office here, kids galore. And because I love children, and I know what it's like when adults ignore the needs and wants of kids. I know because I lived that life for a long time. I'm someone who will respect the woman who says this ain't a life for me, because she's sending you a message. Because if you force that on her, or as society, look at society and what has happened when we force parenthood on certain people.
But
look at the DC sniper. Look at the DC sniper.
He's so full of it anyway, because he knows good and well that we've had so many. Was it charged? That we've had so many conversations about.
He said slide over. That's what he said.
He said to the left.
In the middle of the stream, he just gonna come get
y'all are unit. And he keep coming up with these false equivalencies, talking about if she knew I was gonna have, like, if you're fighting for your kids actively, I have come to terms that I'm gonna be a step parent. In the event I date you and we so happen to get married, your kids are grown or whatever the case may be, but we have decided we're not gonna have no young kids, and you flip the script on me, guess what? Out of here. Out of there. I'm not doing it.
No, he's saying all of that, but he knows good and well that we've had many a conversation. He already knows how I feel as far as his kids go and all of that other stuff, right? That wouldn't be a problem for me because he knows how. But everybody's not the same way. So I'm saying is people probably had some different types of conversation. You don't know.
No. What I'm saying is, just call it what it is. I understand that's cool. If you know what you can handle, okay. That's cool. I get
why you got to be a mother.
But I think black men don't believe when black women say I can't be a mother. I think that's what it's like. If the women say it, you might have heard her. That probably was a conversation. Y'all don't believe it until it actually happens. Where she doesn't want to be a mother.
I feel like if I'm, like I said, I'm only talking for married people. If you in a boyfriend, girlfriend crap, whatever, I don't really be honoring that crap. So yeah, you can walk away whenever you want to. But if you married, if you done told this person and I'm with you, I'm your ride down, thick and thin, whatever, you know, if this person has kids, you should automatically know it's a possibility that he might get his kids, no matter if he wants to go and get custody, something might happen to the mother, or whatever the case may be. You should already know this, right? So for you to be like, you about to get your kids and then just tap out, that's cool. You can't handle it.
Not everybody is strong mentally, but not everybody is strong mentally. But not everybody's mentally strong and capable of dealing with certain things.
Mentally weak. If they're not mentally strong,
it could be. They could be mental. They could not be
they cannot have the mental capacity to deal with step parenthood, and that's
no, but I think that everybody's definition of what is acceptable in a marriage is different. Based on how you talk, you give me that whole. You better take anything I give you. Sorry, Cannon.
that's exactly what. That's exactly.
But I think that because I say this to men.
Oh, Betty, you're having all types of technical difficulties tonight. Okay,
I know, right? I don't know what's going on. This is New York City.
Okay,
can you hear me now?
Yeah. What was you saying?
I said it's like if the man cheating on a woman, cheating on a woman, cheating on a woman, cheating on a woman, ain't married. She's just supposed to just sit there and take it.
No, this ain't
because she ain't strong enough. But dudes say that all the time. They be like, "You weak. You just don't leave
strong enough."
I like how y'all try to compare some cheat.
But that's what
a more commitment is more commitment, right?
But she's comparing to how dudes will say they'll be like, "We made this commitment that we gonna stick together through whatever."
He flipped the script.
Being weak.
He flipped the script. He said, "I'm gonna be faithful to you forever," and he got 50 women pregnant in this marriage, and she ain't strong because she want to leave.
Well, no,
But guess what? No, but then guess what they do then? It be funny because I see black men, and I told y'all how I feel about this. This is what they did back in the day. This is why Big Mama them stayed. This is why they stayed. Because they were, I be telling folks now, our generation, we got some microwave Christians. They were they were baptized in the fire. Because they held their word to a T. I can't leave, granddaddy. I can't leave. And now in 2022,
I get what y'all saying.
That whole mentality coming back. Every black woman ain't Big Mama. Every black woman ain't meant to raise no kids. I don't care. That's just it. And the reality of it is that we're not looking at is that the expectations of the black woman is societal, it's cultural, it's all over the place. We supposed to take what we get. And then when we go through hard times, we got to buckle down and be strong. We don't get to cry. We don't get to say we don't want to do that. We got to buckle down and grit our teeth and take it. That's the way that the world looks at us. That's how Barbara looking at this stepmama. No, you knew what you were getting into before you got into it. You my queen, you my wife, you better take this. And it's like, here we go again. Y'all know. Do not buy me a t-shirt that says I'm a strong black woman. I'm tired of being tired. Just like what's her name on her comedy special. The chick from Insecure. She said, "I'm tired of being a strong black woman. I don't want to be strong."
Oh no,
that's you ain't even tried to be a strong black woman because you said you're not doing it before you even started. So how you going?
Right, I don't want
to. About to go. Y'all ain't about to.
But then, okay. So then, what about you want the women to know? He want the women to try, right? What about the men? Okay, so what about the men who leave the woman while she's pregnant?
You gotta try first before you.
What about the men who leave the woman?
According to who?
That's what you just said. You said, I'm tired of being... No, you didn't even try it. So how you tired of something you ain't even try?
Okay, so what about the men who leave the woman while she's
talking about right now?
Pregnant.
Right now.
Maybe
what if this kid's bad as hell? What if she only see them once a month and bad as hell, and now she got to see them every day?
And look, let me tell you something.
Yeah, no for me too.
In my mind... Because I'm 41 years old. Let's pretend Mrs. Jovo was just Miss Jovo and we just got married. I ain't got no kids. I'm a woman of a certain age. I have for the longest, it's been me at my crib and maybe my little dog. That's it. And then here they come. I ain't used to that. So I'm telling you straight up, I don't want to be nobody but me and you, babe. I know you say you got these kids, but the kids live with their mama, right? And let me say this: you always talking about what women are saying during the dating stage. Let's talk about what y'all are saying. Babe, it's just gonna be me and you. We gonna hold this empire down, and we gonna just live our best lives for the rest of our lives, and all that stuff. And then y'all get together, and then circumstances change. Okay, cool. But I respect the woman who says, "I didn't sign up for this. I'ma head out."
Because guess what? Before my daughter came,
and then we can't do that because people like to talk about this. What they do to black women. Whenever black women don't condition themselves to certain situations. Oh, now we weak. Now we ain't strong. Now
Can you hear me?
I'll be there.
Yes, we can hear you.
So my thing is, where's the rage of, okay, you're saying that the woman didn't try, but I'm pretty sure that there was conversations and this is it. But there are men who are leaving these women while they pregnant. They ain't even try. The child ain't even come out yet.
Exactly.
They ain't even try to be a father.
Ain't changed the pamper, nothing.
Ain't no double standard over here.
But I feel like society gives more rage to when women do it. And it's more socially accepted because we become so, what's the word when you see something so much desensitized? Like it's like, oh, it's okay. These men are leaving these women pregnant.
But that's their own kid.
And that's their own kid.
I'm exercising.
She leaving, and these not even her kids. And she's saying, look, I can't be a step parent to these kids. You don't know. These kids they could be kids with special needs. They could be kids who are mean. They could be kids that are, you don't know. I'm not saying I think it's the right thing to do. It may not be what I would do, but I respect someone who say, this is my limit. I don't want to ruin these kids' lives.
I think they something and still respect it.
True self-awareness. I don't want to ruin these kids' lives because if you know you don't want no kids 3 at one time in a dire situation, no, that's a recipe for disaster.
And that's another financial thing too. You don't know.
Get involved with someone who got 3 kids. Then when they get the kids, they don't want to. That's a recipe for disaster.
That's why I said, what are these?
Ain't nobody with kids then.
What if these his side babies? What if they are married? These all 3 his side babies. You know,
that's a whole different thing, man.
We don't know where these kids came from. Where these kids come from?
The basic
I'm sorry.
You just gonna assume that side kids because it's probably been a problem. Because if she left because of that, she would have left for
at minimum. We need to take off the rose-colored lenses and take the cotton out of our ears and put it in our mouth when people say certain stuff. She said, and I quote, "Babe just got custody of all his kids. I can't do this." The woman that shared her truth with you, she done told you in between the lines that if these kids come here, things ain't gonna be the same. Because I done told you, I can't do
you know what? Hey, you know, I'm documenting this shit right here.
Document it.
I'm telling you.
Look, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say it to you with my little raggedy Bible in my hand.
It's hilarious.
I cannot wait for the next time.
When people tell you who they are,
you better believe them.
Believe them.
What I think it's hilarious is the amount of women who have been doing like TikToks or who have been online and have just been discussing how much once they have become a parent, how much they hate it. Like they hate it. They're like, freezing. Are we? Can you hear me?
I think everybody's buffering at this point. There we go.
Can you hear me, Jovo?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So it was like people was giving these women all of this flack because they were saying how once they became mothers, because I mean, you don't know until you actually become a parent. And then you also, there is this thing where we romanticize, especially motherhood, right? Where it's like, oh, it's the best, most amazing thing.
Girl, till they turn 16.
And so, but they was being so mad at these women because they were saying, I don't like being a mother. They wasn't saying like, oh, I'm not gonna take care of my kids or whatever. They was just being honest, like, I don't like this. I
understand. I understand.
But I don't like it. Like, this is not fun for me. Like having to put my entire life to the side for someone else is not something that I'm enjoying to doing. Right. And people was just like, but you're a mother. You're not supposed to. And it's like,
because it's like when you're a mother, you're supposed to. They have this. It's the. If you're a mom, you're supposed to love and care and protect, and you're supposed to be a perfect being. You're supposed to know how to. If you're a mom, you're supposed to know how to cook, clean. You're supposed to do everything. You're supposed to teach the kid. Okay, you should be able to be the child's college professor for goodness sake.
I hear
teach them the morals. Teach them everything. You're supposed to know everything. How dare you not know? You're the mother.
I hear y'all, but I'm gonna go back to what I said since week 1 of this show.
And the father is supposed to do all the same things.
Black women are responsible for 230,000 trillion
things.
And this is 230,001 things that Black women need to get in line to do. And
another thing we gotta be good at.
See, if we gonna really have the conversation tonight, let's just really have it, because this conversation is happening amongst Black women. And the reality of it is, Black men have made up in their mind, because they saw Big Mama do it, because they saw their mama and her mamas and the sisters and their mama homegirl and the mom and the women that work with their mama. All these generations of Black women who just did what they had to do. Now in 2022, some of us have decided, I saw what my mama had to go through. I saw what my grandma had to go through. And because I appreciate that, I got options. And I choose to say, I ain't ready to be nobody's stepmama. That should be the end of the conversation. If these were white women having this conversation, we would have not been on this subject as long as we've been on this subject. Because, you know, Becky them got options. They've been had options. But for us, we can't, because we strong pillars of the Black community. But just like I tell everybody, not everybody is Harriet Tubman, and not everybody right like Angela. Y'all need to get that out your minds, okay? Like, write it down, take a picture of it. We tired. We're tired. Like, for me, people at me all the time, you need to have more than one child, Jovo. No, I don't. I'm good. I'm good with the kids. I don't need to have more than one child, because you know what comes with kids? What comes with kids is more stretch marks. Okay, what comes with kids is more medical issues.
Not even if you don't give birth to the children, because I think Betty brought up a great point about the expectations that these women are going to have on them. Like, what is he going to expect from her? He's not going to expect her to be the same woman. He's going to expect her to step up and be a mother of 3.
He's going to have to be a mother. She got to go, because now the kid, you know, and you don't want to say it, you don't want to admit it, but the truth is, the mother of a child that role is bigger than the father. That's the society.
Yeah, it's more responsibility.
It's more
responsibility. Set it up to be that way, so don't be mad. This is what y'all wanted.
I wanted to bring it. The men, they want to be 50-50 when it comes to the finances, but it's never 50-50 when it comes to the responsibility of the kid. Okay, it's 50-50 for them. Yeah, you know, I pay child support, so I'm a father. I pay the child support. So it's like when the woman is saying, okay, you know, being this mother, doing that responsibility, I don't want to do it. I don't feel like I can do it. But let's flip this thing with that Facebook post. What if this girl is only 20 years old and that's her boyfriend? She's 20 years old. What if she got married at 20 years old and he had 3 kids? Maybe at 20 years old, she didn't think that he was going to have these 3 kids in the house. That's why I say, like, when you see something, you're just judging it based on what you think you would do or what you would expect. But the reality is, there's so many situations. Because if I had a daughter at 20 years old and she had a boyfriend who had 3 kids and he got cussing, find you a new boyfriend.
Listen, what was that movie? The Help. In the movie The Help. Viola Davis' character looked dead in that camera when that girl was interviewing her, and she said Miss Lee Falk should not be having children. She was a white girl. Guess what? That alone should tell y'all that this ain't for everybody. Just like and see this again, going back to what the manosphere try to promote. That all us black people need to be paired off and married. All of y'all ain't ready. You ain't got you can't even go to work on time. How you gonna be consistent in a relationship? Stop.
You can't even pay your bill on time.
Right.
We didn't went down the whole lane with this one.
But my thing is, it's okay. It's okay. Look, it's okay. Like say for instance, we all go into business together, right? I'm comfortable with saying I ain't good with numbers. Y'all want Miss Jovo to keep the money bad? Oh, nah, baby, I'm gonna head out. Let me know how they work out.
You hear Darwin over here talking about you don't want to take care of them kids. He said you love the kids.
But see, this the ironic. No, I don't want her to take care of the kids.
You said you love the kids.
I love the kids too.
I don't want her to take care of the kids because the woman that told you I ain't taking care of these children. Y'all need to be real careful about how y'all trying to force people to do stuff. And then people end up on the 6 o'clock news.
But you bring up a good point. It's like with friendships, right? I have a group of girlfriends. I'll let you know I'm the worst. Don't ask me to plan nothing. I don't know how. I can't plan nothing.
No.
And then one time my friends forced me to play. Well, you're gonna get highly disappointed. You thought this was a joke, like I can't play.
I told you I can't do it.
It gives me anxiety. I'm serious, like I just can't do it. And
every role is not for every person.
But then again, it's the Black woman is like, how dare you not know? How could you have limitations? How dare you have you and if you say you have a limitation or you can't, you so weak. Why you can't do it? And I think that the person who really say, look, enough is enough. I can't do it. We need to just give that person their respect and say, you know what? It's okay.
Right.
I like it, but it's okay.
That's it. Like if we all go on vacation together, if you looking for, if we in the Airbnb and you looking for somebody to get up to cook meals and stuff, I'm gonna be the last person, baby. I do enough cooking at home. I'm on vacation. I'll make y'all a drink. That's what I'll do. I'll bust out with the game night. I'll do that. I'll get a little bit of organized fun. But when I'm on vacation, I ain't doing nothing because I'm on vacation.
I'm quick to tell. I'm quick to tell. How much more money do I need to pay so I don't have to clean? Like there's certain things.
Because I do this at home. Like I have a husband. I have a child. What made y'all think I want to come on vacation and cook for y'all when I get up every morning? My days start at 6. Okay? I get up and I get my family together. Like that's what I do. What made you think I wanted to get y'all together? And I don't have a problem telling y'all that. Like when they start going through that, like even with my line sisters, who ain't cooking? We gonna get a caterer. who gonna make reservations?
Right?
Every role is not for every person. Every role is not for every person. That's why we have roles. That's why. Like seriously, that's why some people ain't good at stuff. Like we're not good at stuff. Like we just not.
No, that's what you say, Miss Jovo. It's the 30,000 million thing on the list.
I feel like it's so much extra. This is a step parent. I would have expected this if this was the natural parent, the biological parent, but it's a step parent. Like she ain't had these kids.
Thank you. He keep talking about, well, if I had a kids, or the man get like, no, these your kids, sir. You gotta take care of your kids. And this is your girlfriend.
And as much as I admired my great grandma, I am not her. I can't move 8 kids in my house and raise all of them.
I ain't tell you that lie. She walks so we can run. She walks so we can run because I'm not doing that.
And the thing about that post, it said my boyfriend. Like I'm thinking, what if she was 17? What if she was 19? She said my boyfriend. Her boyfriend, her 22-year-old boyfriend, because he could have had 3 kids.
Or or these older dudes that be trying to get with the young girls, right?
Yes. He 35, she 23.
Yeah, he 35.
And then your oldest child like 18. Your oldest child, and she taller than the stepmama.
Exactly. Actually, they just graduated 2 years apart.
They already fought.
So I know you. Yeah, I saw you at Black College Spring Break.
Okay. They fought. So now you want me to be her stepmother? No.
They gonna be y'all done fix my life.
This was my high school bully. My father married my high school bully.
Yeah. Beloved, you about to have a middle passage experience.
Could you imagine?
She be tripping me in the hallway on the way to breakfast.
Beloved, I need y'all to
husband. She knew what she was getting herself into.
When she came over,
she gonna call them beloved, and then when he come in the room, because I love Ayala. I love her. And y'all are like, what is the matter with you? Why you with this?
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of all these scenarios. What if the man's 17-year-old daughter got a kid too? And then I'm 20-something years old. You want me to take it now?
7 kids that moved in the house now. You might as well be a foster parent. I can't do this.
No. What y'all about to do is get a show on TLC. Because
let's be a show.
I can't.
Candace, she didn't just become a stepmother, she became a step grandparent at the same time.
Exactly.
See, that's too much. See, I would be weak. I'm the weakest. I'm so frail. I'm paperweight because I can't do it.
I'm
I couldn't.
tired. I'm tired of being strong and black.
Exactly.
Why can't I just be black? Why can't I just?
No,
Why
because
can't I just have
you
somebody
can't
take the load?
just a black woman. You got to be a strong black woman.
I
know,
kid
right? You
y'all
can't be a
not.
dainty black woman. It's
I
gotta
have
be
worked.
strong.
I have literally worked in environments in clinics where it might be me and the girl named who in with Isha. We the therapists. We the two. Like we have that understanding. Like when we first get in the meeting together, when we all see each other, it's like I got you, you got me. We don't even have to know each other.
We see each other.
I promise y'all, every time they wanted to do like a party, or they wanted pre-COVID, they wanted to do a potluck. Who did they look for when it came to the food? They looking in our direction, and it's like, no, boo, I'm gonna go get.
They don't want raisins in the potato salad. That's all.
Or even one of them. Let's do a soul food thing, and then they looking over there at us, and it's like. Oh, y'all want me to go up to the Popeyes? Y'all want me to go to Popeyes?
Exactly.
Oh, that's what y'all want. Because I know you ain't asked me to fry no chicken to bring to work.
Yes.
I don't have that in me. I'm sorry. And as much as I am the auntie, because everybody who knows me, my close friends will tell you. And if you go on my Facebook page, you'll see TikTok, whatever. My A-team, my child, Tree, and my little KK, them my homies. But to like say I'm gonna just like take all of y'all at one time, I don't know. I'm gonna need some help. Like I can't.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. I'm giving y'all all props of being honest. Honesty absolves all. So that's bottom line. Yes, it's also honest. Because y'all so honest with y'all tapping out and quitting. Yes, okay.
No,
so we get
that.
As long as y'all say at the beginning that I ain't taking care of these, as long as y'all can tap out and be honest with yourselves, y'all good. So I get it. So to have that same energy when niggas is being honest with y'all asses about stuff, y'all gonna have to be like, oh, I'm glad he said it because at least he's yeah. So that's cool. I get it.
What does that even mean?
I don't stick it out with your mans no more.
I don't think I have the energy for Vegas Darwin tonight. Dark. I don't have the energy for it. You said
I'm saying. Y'all think is
I want to go on record by saying Darwin said that. I never said it absolves anything. All I said.
No, I'm saying since y'all saying the woman said at the beginning, hey, listen, I'm not doing this. It's cool. Like no matter what type of commitment this man, she probably walking out on a lease and all types of shit.
I think that none of us said it was cool. I think that we
respect.
We respect what it is.
Oh, okay.
The difference is the men just leave. They don't even have a conversation.
Bro, ain't nobody gotta raise your kids.
Thank you.
Can I just say this as a therapist?
I don't care how you build. Nobody's gonna raise your kids.
Y'all believe.
Let me just say this as a therapist.
Pleasure.
When you set boundaries with people, we need to stop just trying to explain why we said no, especially black women.
No is a complete
like I have gotten comfortable. It's like on my 40th birthday, I rolled over and something possessed me right here in my neck. And now no is my favorite word in the dictionary because I've been the person to say yes. And now in these years of my life, I'm gonna tell you no. And if you ask me why, I'm gonna tell you because I don't want to. And I can be
take care of all three of your kids.
And I can be all of that. I can be the new thing is, well, Miss Jovo, you ain't really no Christian. Oh, and I thought you was a therapeutic church lady. Okay, I'll be all of that, baby. I know who I am. The problem is I ain't gonna give you what you want. That's the big problem. So then now I try to be manipulative, and now I'm gonna try to attack your morals and your ethics and your integrity and say you're not all who you pretend to be or want to be because you won't give me what I want. I'll be there.
But that was some good stuff. I think it's the gift that keeps on giving. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, and we're gonna go ahead and close out. I think we got some real juicy stuff out of this topic, and we will have some great topics for you on next week. But if you have not done so already, make sure that you go ahead and like the video, share it, subscribe to our channel. If you are not already subscribed, go ahead and do that. Make sure you hit that like button, and thank you for coming by. So let's go ahead and do our famous last words. Who wants to go first? Betty, you want to go? Oh, Betty, you want
I
to go
think
first?
yeah, I'll go.
Okay, here, let me.
I think that when people tell you who they are, just believe them. Nothing's guaranteed.
That's it.
Yep. That's
All
my
right.
last word.
All right. Next, Triple OG, what you got?
Fellas, you know, I'm trying to be with y'all, but it seems like these women are trying to get some payback now because y'all ain't taking care of kids now. They don't want to take care of kids. So y'all on your own, because I ain't got no problem with my wife taking care of my kids because I take care of kids. She ain't got to shoulder the load on her own. So if I want to bring 5 of my kids that she don't know about into this house right now, she gonna be cool with it because I take care of the kids. But
God don't like
you gonna try to mute me? You gonna try to mute me?
No, that's God.
You can't mute me. You're not supposed to mute me on my famous last words.
That's God.
But anyways, like I said, fellas, just pay attention to who y'all laying up with and who y'all committing to, because these ladies ain't going for none of that shit no more. As you can see, they don't even want to take care of kids no more. And children are the future, and they used to love the kids. Now they saying fuck the kids. So y'all should say fuck them.
Not they own kids.
Yes.
They talking about all your outside babies you like to have.
No matter, y'all supposed to love the kids.
Who's going next?
I'll go next.
Okay, let me get you set up. All right.
Don't listen to that drunken stupor. Fuck them kids. Okay? Let me spell it out for you. F-U-C-K them kids. Okay? Those are not your children, ladies. This is not 1902. You don't have to be the help anymore. Free yourself from the shackles. Okay? You'll find all of this in the Supreme Super Saiyan course. Always, always $19.99 today. I'm sorry, $1,800. Sorry, wrong number. $1,800 today. Nevertheless, they're always the best, sir. Y'all have a good night.
Miss Jova.
My famous last words are, ladies, if you are a potential wife or wife and you marry a man that does have children, understand that things and circumstances do happen. However, what I do know about life is that the only thing that is really consistent in life is change, and things do change, like minds and hearts and levels of commitment. And so to people who are having a hard time with people walking away from them, I'm going to quote one of my good friends and fellow colleagues. Shout out to Tashika Foltz Jackson. Ty is what we call her. Everything expires, people. And people and their BS expire too. Learn to move on.
Love it. Love it. All right, y'all. So listen, F those kids. I agree with Raven. You know, you don't have to responsibility for multiple children that you did not have the pleasure of creating on your own. Know your limitations. If you can't do it, it's okay. Everybody is not the mommy homemaker nurturing type, and that's all right too. Have a good night.